Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. First of all, my name is Siti Nur Najwa binti Muhammad Yusuf, matriculation number KID 2105041114. Today, our group would like to present to all of you about the most common challenge for students studying abroad. Before that, I would like to introduce our members of group, which is Nurul Amani Akilah binti Hairul Nizam, Nurul Sahibah binti Roslan, Nurul Ashikin binti Iskandar, and the last one is Nurain Bashira binti Nur Al-Azmi. So, I will continue the presentation to introduction first. Studying abroad is one of the most exciting chapters of a student's life. It is a unique experience that provides the perfect opportunity to travel, make new friends, learn a new language, and of course, obtain a world-class education. For some, however, moving to another country is not an easy transition as there are challenges along the way. If given the opportunity, I will definitely like to studying abroad, seeing the outside world and culture. We only see the wonderful stories of playing in the snow, walking here and there, different greetings on social media, but not many people know the stories of hardship that they face abroad.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ashikin binti Muhammad Iskandar. Today I will present about culture shock. Culture shock. What is a culture shock? When you go abroad, your daily routine, culture, food, and the attitude of people around you are no longer familiar. Process of recognizing, understanding, and adapting to this change is called culture shock. In our normal environment, much of our behavior, like gesture, tone of voice, how we wait in lines, and interact, really on collectively understood cultural causes. However, we don't actively pay attention to this. They are our unspoken norm. In a new country, we become more aware of these cultural ties because they are different from our norm. Even drastically different culinary tradition can cause culture shock. Food is deeply ingrained in culture, and we have many associations, both good and bad, with the things we eat. Being away from home and realizing common ingredients or comfort foods you often reach for available can bring up strong emotion. Literally be shocked, but this actually of feelings disoriented and possessing new ways of life, attitude, and cultural norms is by definition culture shocks. The first is they feel a sudden lack of home support and familiar environment. Away from home means your routines and lifestyles are interrupted, which can lead to anxiety and distress. Your usual habits and routines can be dependent on for comforts in your new situation, especially if the environment is culturally different from what you are used to. The second is the new environment seems to be irrational, unpleasant, or even hostile. Difficulty adapting a new situation requires adjustment, but not everyone finds it easy to adapt. Third, they lack language or people skills to get accustomed to a new culture. Learn the basics of your friends, words, and phrases in their language. Nothing sense the message that you value the diversity of your friends, lecturer, and teacher more than your willingness to learn from them. Have them teach you how to say hello, goodbye, please, thank you, and other important pleasantries you can use as you interact with them. The last one is they expected a more similar social and culture environment because it is fun for them to communicate and get along with everyone. Conclusion: try to manage expectation before going abroad. Do research beforehand and engage with the local community once you are there. I will pass my present to my friend. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Nur Amani Akila binti Hairuliza. I am super excited to have you here. Excited about the presentation we'll get to have today. Today, I would like to present about the most common challenge for Malaysian students studying abroad is language barrier. First of all, we need to learn a new language from scratch. That is, a student has to learn the main language of a country. For instance, student will continue their studies in Japan. Then, the student is required to learn Japanese before he goes there. This is in order to be prepared to face the challenge of different language. Most of the students who continue their studies abroad, they do not understand the language of the country well and fluently. This makes them unskilled and left behind in lesson. Next, students will also have problem in understanding accent and speaking speed. We as Malaysian with the main language in our country are very different from other countries. Students will take a long time to adapt and learn such a different language. This will make the student become dizzy and stutter to speak as well as catch every single word spoken by teacher or friend in the country. Especially if you want to interact with the outsider. Understanding the language written in the book is one thing. Another thing if lecturer speak using the market language of that country in the classroom. Stand to hear the teacher chatter in front. When other students laugh, we pretend to laugh even if the word is illegal and we don't understand what the joke is. Last but not least, language lessons in school are not as effective as those placed in the country itself, and you will start to pick up a bit of conversation in the long term. That is why students need to prepare themselves with the preparation of language skills in the language of a country. Students will face the problem of language proficiency if they are not aware of how important it is to learn the main language of the country. Okay, that's all from me. I will leave it to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Ambashira and I will present on topic homesickness. First of all, homesickness is a natural feeling and event expected when moving miles away from home, regardless of whether it's your first time living on your own. For example, when you study abroad and you will live away from your family. Next, you will miss the things that you find comfort in, such as sofa in your living room, your pets like a cat, rabbit, and so on as well, and your lovely sibling and beloved family. After that, the important thing is not to let it stand in the way of making your time abroad an incredible experience. After that, the important thing is not to let it stand in the way of making your time abroad an incredible experience. Aside from finding experiences, you will also get to know more outsiders or their multiracial and multicultural friends. Then, when your family and your friends will still be there when you get back, and in the meantime, you can connect with them virtually through technology. For example, by using FaceTime, video call, and others to connect with them. By getting out and exploring your new home and campus, you will quickly move past any feeling of homesickness. Based on Surah Al-Fatihah in Al-Quran, verse 1 to 7, Na'udzubillah من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Surah Al-Fatiha is a prayer that we often read every obligatory prayer. It turns out to have a very great privilege. Al-Fatiha is not only an opening letter in the Al-Quran, but the reading of Al-Fatiha can also help expand sustenance, as well as a remedy for longing for a person. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Next, I will give to the next presenter.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Sohba binti Ruslan, metric number KID 210504165, Diploma Education in Islamic. To my beloved lecturer, Madam Sakina. Today I would like to present the topic about 3 contents that I want to feel now. The most common challenge for Malaysian students studying abroad specific for many problems. First, the average person studying abroad gets sponsorship due to the high cost of living, but there are also those who come in private. With the unstable economic situation, the fall in currency also affected students abroad. Because of that, some are swelling, making part-time jobs, doing business to supplement their income. Some even had to tie their stomachs to save. The university on the other hand, has some who only think of profits, like to raise fees without a reasonable reason. As a result, some are unable to continue their studies due to financial constraints. Second, the different living condition and standard rates. Why I talk about that? Because 1,001 questions such as whether the allowance given by the sponsor is enough to cover all expenses while abroad. And the last point, the best way to manage finance is to divide the money received into several parts, which is rental payments and kitchen expenses, monthly savings, money to use for personal expenses. In this way, students can avoid spending beyond their means. I think that's all for explanation from me. Thank you so much for listening. Assalamualaikum.
So here we are on the last chapter of presentation. So those are 2 things which students who are studying abroad will achieve. First, enrich the experience. Creating new networks and friendship is an important part of such life-changing experience. In addition to meeting the locals, your child will have the opportunity to meet many other students from different cultural backgrounds. Building relationship with different cultures is definitely one of the important facts to take into account. In addition to using different teaching methods, your child will have first-hand experience of what to learn in different cultures. The rich experience will develop into a better understanding of the world, a sense of empathy and curiosity for the unknown, and approach toward that will be greatly appreciated by prospective employers. Second is marketability. Studying abroad will make your child easier to use because companies around the world consider the student's profile very attractive. However, studying internationally is not enough because the prestige of the university also plays an important role. And this is the reason why NSUK collaborates with some of the best universities in the world. Students who graduate from international universities will be sought after by employers rather than those who do not. Employers are looking for students who can speak more of their mother tongue and who show a high level of independence and commitment to the job developed while they are abroad. So I have one hadith about study. From Abu Hurairah radallahu anhu, from the Prophet Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Whoever learns a science from the types of knowledge whose purpose is to achieve the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, while he does not learn it except to get a share of the world, poverty or influence, surely he will not be able to smell the smell of heaven on the day of judgment." Riwayat Hadis riwayat Abu Daud Ibnu Majah. That's all from our group. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.